Which brings us on to our guest for episode 32 of Shotgun the Orcs. My man TENCHOO.
What's happening, man?
How you doing, brother?
I'm good, Tom, man. Good to meet.
Mate, thanks for jumping on the podcast, man.
Nah, thank you for getting at me, man. I'm, honoured to be here.
It's crazy, man. Like, fucking TENCHOO, like, Don't Flop, battle rap, fucking legends. Formidable opponent, like, fierce fucking MC. So, mate, come on. Tell us a little bit more about how you got into what you do, because, like, some of the battles you've had over the years have been, like, absolutely insane. And you're such a calm guy. Like, when you rocked up, you're just very, like, laid back, and then you watch the videos, and when you're kind of, engaged in battle, it's a completely different story.
Yeah, the punchlines that you deliver, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Like how I got into it. I don't know, man. I can't even explain, because I started listening to like stuff like jungle.
Yeah.
Went back in the mid '90s, and I just gravitated towards hip hop. I guess, yeah, I did always kind of like songs like, Jump Around by House of Pain, Boom Shake the Room by Fresh Prince, them school disco classics, and I don't know, Gangsta's Paradise.
Coolio, man. I was going to say, yeah, that's a fucking staple school disco classic, man. Yeah.
So, jungle, did you get into that because you grew up in like London and where you grew up?
Yeah, pretty much, man.
And was that through doing like events and stuff like that?
Not even events. Like, I was too young, man. I was I was born in '85, so like, I don't know. I guess it was just the general vibe of the area, what people were listening to, like the older kids. They were listening to that sort of sound, and my older brother for one. So like, I kind of just grabbed it from there, like. And
was that through like
pirate
radio? I was gonna say private radio. Yeah, like
Come on, man.
Yeah, through like those kind of stations and that. Obviously, in, like, South London and.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like my brother and his girlfriend at the time, tried to tune me into some pirate stations, and yeah, pretty much like that was my introduction to jungle. But the reason I moved on to hip hop is like it was difficult to find jungle. It was like not on telly like hip hop was, or it was difficult to find it on the radio, and hip hop on the other hand was easy to find. And I just liked the whole attitude of it, and that's why I gravitated to it. It was.
I hear you, man.
Yeah.
A lot of people we've spoken to kind of describe it as an addiction. It's like not just the music, it's the lifestyle, it's everything that comes with it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like when you're kind of immersed in that life, it's just so hard, like, not to just throw yourself into every facet of it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, the way I describe it, is in the beginning, I mean, I don't know, I can't speak for anybody else, but I personally got into it for superficial reasons, because it looks cool, and it's, it's the cool thing to be into. These guys, they look. I can curse, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. These guys.
Fuck yeah.
No, we're PG.
These guys.
It's a family show, man. Come on.
These guys look like you can't fuck with them.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, man, I want to grow up and be like them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, but then as time goes on, like that kind of goes out the window, and it starts becoming more about, the technicality of it and the artistry, and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's sick. So, like, when did you first realise you had a knack for rapping? Because obviously, like, it's demonstrated through all of your rap battles. You fire in the booth. Even you're kind of an anomaly as well, because there's a lot of kind of talk about battle rappers who can't necessarily rap on beat or like release music, but you can do both seamlessly, man.
Oh man, because I actually started as a rapper. I didn't get into battling until like 2003.
Yeah.
And that was just to, defend yourself against someone else who rapped, who you didn't want to feel worse than.
Yeah.
There was, because at that time, I moved to Portsmouth in like 2001. I started rapping when I was living in London, but it was kind of still in my bedroom, and I was training and sharpening the blade. But by the time I moved to Portsmouth, I was ready to get out there and show the world, like, or at least try to show the world what I got. And like yeah, at that point, it was like there was other guys who rapped, and you had to kind of defend yourself against them because there was a real competition.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into battling. But like, yeah, I was a rapper before a battler. Like,
And do you think that kind of helped with your transition to battle rapping because you had that advantage beforehand? Because you see a lot of, I mean, kind of more like newer battles, right? And a lot of the, let's use kind of like Shuffle T and Marlowe, for example, yeah. Like it's very like theatrical, punchline heavy, but you couldn't imagine listening to them on a track. Do you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's no disrespect to those boys because what they do is hilarious
Yeah,
and
it's fire, man. It's fire.
in that, you know, in that kind of, in those parameters of battle rapping, but it's completely different beast.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to your history, I guess. I think with them, like, they're very theatrical. They seem like the type of guys who've done theatre and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And they've just used it to their advantage in the battle rap field.
Yeah.
You know, while me, on the other hand, I'm a hip-hop fan. I'm a music fan, you know. So, like, yeah, I guess that's the difference. I wouldn't say that it really... like me as a rapper contributed to being a battle rapper, because I personally think being a battle rapper is like something you got to learn.
Yeah.
You got to learn that you can be the best rapper, you can be the dopest, but if you're not ready to step into the battlefield, you're gonna get murdered.
Man, I can't even imagine.
I mean,
like, the fucking pressure.
So what made you decide to go into battle rapping rather than sort of put out an album and start doing shows and events?
Because in 2008, I put out a EP. It was just simply titled the Promo EP. It had 5 tracks on it. No, wait, it had 6 tracks on it. And you know, I put it out for free, but I figured, like, you know, not many people or not enough people are wanting to take this. You know, I was giving it out, but, you know, if people don't know you, there's no enthusiasm for them to, like, take it, you know, because you could be whack for all they know.
That's true. Sort of like your own promotion, isn't it?
Yeah, so I had to find some way of, you know, making people go, oh, man, I've heard him. You know what? I'm going to take that because I've heard him here or there. And, you know, battling was always something, because, you know, the first time I entered a tournament was in 2003.
Mm-hmm.
And
Which league was that? Was that the jump?
It wasn't even the league.
No?
It was an event in Portsmouth. It was called the Hip Hoppers Ball, and all the best MCs in Portsmouth entered it. And yeah, I took the title, man.
No way.
I love that,
Oh, man.
I was only 18 years old, man. 18 years old. TENCHOO. I still took. And at that point, I was like, yeah, I can battle.
Hell yeah.
So how did that feel, you know, taking that? Did you know you were going to take the title, like, throughout your battles, or was it quite a surprise at the end?
Absolutely not, man. I didn't go in expecting to win, because there was a lot of, like, guys who entered who are older than me, and, you know, I thought, they're probably better than me, but unfortunately for them, they weren't.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah.
So, man,
Did you do many battles before that, or was that one of the first ones?
Was that like the first like judge battle you did?
Yeah. The first battle that was professionally judged.
Yeah. Before it was just like against your mates and stuff.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Because the first time I really battled was with my friends. There was like 4 of us. I was talking to this to someone the other day, man, talking about this. It was me, this guy named Pseudonym, this guy named Chemistry, and this other guy named Maverick. And we was all entering the tournament, and we was like, you know what, fuck it, man. We got to, like, train against each other. So it was like all night, we're just going at each other. And it was like the first experience I really had of battling.
Are those boys still about? Doing their thing? Maverick?
Nah. Maverick, I got...
Maverick Sabre now, isn't it?
Not Maverick Sabre.
Maverick and Goose.
Nah, he's my
Big
friend.
up Maverick, I'm only for.
My friend from South Norwood.
Hell yeah, man.
Pseudonym, he's not doing it no more. Us and the other one, Chemistry, he's living in Portsmouth.
So, man, I mean, you come from quite a diverse background. Like, you've got quite a few flags in your Instagram bio. So, like, do you want to tell us a little bit more about your background, where you're from?
Yeah, my mother's English. My dad, he's 1/2 Irish and 1/2 Ghanaian. So that's pretty much where the flags stem from.
Nice, man. Have you been to Ghana?
Not yet, no.
Yeah, I went to Accra like a little while back, man. It was mad.
How'd you like it?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was different. Do you know what I mean? It's just like my mate. my mate Nathaniel, who's Ghanaian, said to me like, "Oh, have you ever been to like kind of third world country?" And I was like, "No." And he said, like just wait, man." But yeah, it was cool. Everyone was like crazy friendly and
Yeah.
So what made you go there?
just work, man.
Really?
Yeah, this was like 5-6 years ago. But yeah, no, it was good.
Yeah. No, that had to be interesting. I mean, my little brother went to do a DJ set with.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. He did to do a DJ set. I think it was with Lethal Bizzle or somebody.
That's
That's mad.
Yeah.
Nice.
But like, cause he's Ghanaian too, Lethal Bizzle. So like, they just basically went to Ghana and motherland and all that.
So back to like your battling then. So obviously you came into, you got your first win under your belt when you were 18.
Yeah.
And that kind of like boosted your confidence a bit. What was
man.
next from how did it kind of escalate from there? And fuck did it escalate?
Cool, man. I mean, I still didn't really make any music at that point because finding studio time was difficult. I mean, one of the prizes for winning this battle was studio time, but it weren't really organized. It was like kind of rushed, really.
Yeah.
And there is footage for this battle out there somewhere, but the woman ain't coming clean on where it is. So like,
Joking,
man. If you ever see this, man, get that footage out, man. 18-year-old TENCHOO. Trust me, man. It's big.
Why isn't she coming clean?
Yeah.
You tell me, man. Like, it's anyone's guess. Like, I've asked her many times where it is, and she's like just elusive. So, Lord knows.
That's really strange, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very strange. But if I see her again, I'll ask her. But she flew back to Malawi, so yeah.
Oh man, yeah, she's miles away.
Very
you ain't getting
elusive.
that footage.
Nah, exactly. I mean, even though like we got the internet now, and but I still don't think I'm getting it. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
whatever.
That's like down the rabbit hole, man. That's literally like fucking bottom of Google somewhere.
In the memory bank.
Yeah, exactly, man. Dreaming about every night like that first win. Got those motherfuckers.
Yeah. It was fun though, man. It was a real fun night. The first battle I entered.
So you got the win under your belt. You got the knack for battling. So battle wise, what was the next stage for you?
After that, they did a show the year later, like where I had to defend the title. I got like a bye to the final, so it was easier than the first tournament. I only had to battle one guy, and it was like the perfect guy for me to battle because he lived on my street. So it was
So
like,
you knew him.
I
Spying on him.
Well, I knew tons of stuff about him. He knew stuff about me too, but he wasn't really a full-time rapper. He liked singing as well. So like, he tried, but I beat him.
Yeah.
So yeah, if he sees this, shout out him as well.
Nice, man.
So when you don't know them, how much research goes in
Yeah.
to like a battle?
To be honest, right, back then it don't really matter because it's over beats and it's predominantly freestyle.
Yeah.
So you just basically go by what you see and what they're wearing and something that happened in the night or something in the room or anything,
Because back then you've got no social media, nothing. Whereas now you look at all their social media, you can dig, you get all your stuff together.
If anything, man, that's like the truest form of like battling, isn't it? Like
Freestyling about how they look.
That's kind of like in its purest form.
I miss them days, It was fun times. You could only go in with a couple of premeditated punchlines.
Yeah.
You couldn't go in with what they do now, like whole Bibles written and encyclopedia rhymes about somebody. You couldn't do that back in the early noughties,
That's what I've always wondered about, like battle rapping. Like, is it all just pre-written and pre-done, or is it really like freestyle? But
well, it's mainly written now. But there was a time during the grind time era. This was like the late noughties, where a lot of guys were writing, but there was freestyle thrown in with a lot of it. And sometimes you couldn't tell how much was written or freestyle. But now it's like all about performance as well.
Man.
So
you can tell as well. You can, and it's entertaining. Do you know what I mean? You watch it, and if you just want to like have a laugh and watch the bars and just laugh at the punchlines, and it works. But in terms of the skill at play, You're kind of like, you just
Well,
you've
I
got a good
suppose-
memory. That's it. You're not
Yeah.
really like thinking on the spot. You're not ad libbing. You're not. It's just.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose
Yeah.
now it's all filmed and it's all documented. So if you do lose, you lose to like not just a room full of people. You lose to the whole of like YouTube, don't
Yes.
you? Like, you've got so many
Yeah,
people that are
that's
going to
true,
see
man.
that and are going to remember you for
Yeah,
that.
yeah. That's why not remembering your rhymes is critical, because like once you forget your rhyme and mess it up, you can't change it. That's it. You can't go back and it's there for the world to see, and it's like, oh, why did I mess up?
Also, man, yeah, like you watch like another battle, and like other rappers reference that time where like someone choked.
Yeah.
don't they?
Yeah.
They're always like,
Yeah.
you choked
Yeah.
against that, and you can like never live it down. It's like akin to being like a professional footballer.
Yeah.
Like playing for England and like fucking up defensively. You watched the Kosovo game the other day.
Oh man.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh man.
Do you know what I'm saying?
What happened?
That's what I mean, man. Like, you make a mistake at the back, and then like everyone, you're on like that
You're-
national platform.
Yeah.
You're just under scrutiny immediately. Do you know what I mean? It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because to Aiden's point, it's all fucking documented.
Yeah.
The internet is unforgiving. It's relentless.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that Don't Flop battle when one of them did mushrooms?
Oh man,
you
I
ever
think
see
that
that?
was Dirtbag Dan. Out
Yeah, I
in
wouldn't be
Holland.
surprised if
Yeah,
it was.
He did mushrooms and
Yeah.
Dirtbag
like,
Dan's American, isn't he? Because
Yeah.
he used to partner with Soul Khan like back
Yeah.
in the day. Yeah.
I think he got like literally like 2 or 3 bars out and then just didn't know anything what else to do.
Fucking that was. I saw a real fucking funny doubles rap battle with Soul Khan and Dirtbag Dan versus like Carter. What's his name?
Carter Deems.
Carter Deems. Yeah, those
Yeah,
two like
yeah,
nerdy
yeah,
kids.
Yeah. Can't remember who his partner was.
Oh, he was like some guy that they were all ripping into for being like off his tits on drugs all the time. But
Oh, okay.
Dirtbag Dan basically said like Soul Khan like writes all of his shit and he used it in a punchline. It was jokes.
Oh shit.
I used to love Soul Khan, man. I thought he was hilarious.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh man, Soul Calm was he was one of the best at the time, man. When he was about.
Do you remember that battle against Fox where he wore like a fucking white suit and like top hat and just like destroyed him? And this
Yeah.
Fox guy was just like fucking.
Yeah, no, I remember Fox. He was what part of the Suns was it? The
Yeah.
Suns. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's embarrassing for all of them.
Wasn't O'Shea known as well just for getting fucked up at every show?
Well, sometimes he kept it straight. I mean, there was the Cyclone battle that he had. He got totally wasted in that. But nah, mainly like if O'Shea was on it, he'd always stay sober, man. And that's when he was at his most dangerous. But he had
So I've
the-
seen one against him and Luna C where I think he's a bit pissed in that one.
Yeah, I think he was, man. I don't think he was 100 in that battle.
But
Yeah,
Luna
yeah.
C just like tears everyone apart by what I see. Like, I love that guy.
So like obviously like besides yourself, who do you rate as like the top battlers in the UK?
I mean, generation, man. Which generation?
Let's start with your generation. Do you know what I mean? Like of the days when you were kind of about and prominent, and as opposed to now.
I mean, there's guys like, oh man, the 2v2 tournament. There was some killers in that, man. Like, I mean, Archaic and Respect BA were supposed to be in it. Now that would have been a hard team, to go against. You had Hines and Enlish from Brighton. 2 veterans. They'd have been hard. There was Chronicle, Flex Digits, Psychosis, Holocaust. Crazy from Bristol. Lego. Like,
Well, you double with Lego, don't you, man?
yeah, that's not even being biased. Yeah, Lego is like a monster off the top.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
He's freestyle demon, bro. I'm telling you. Like Kruger. Like, let's not
Yeah,
front,
man.
man. Kruger is one of the most creative MCs that's been in Don't Flop. Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of them, man. It's like, and some of the newer guys as well. You got like the villains, and I tell you, who's really come on nowadays is Joker Star, bro. Like, from when he first entered, he's really learnt the format of battling, and I'm seeing him now, on Premier Battles. I mean, keep in mind, I don't really watch battling too much now, but I occasionally check Premier Battles sometimes, because I like short battles.
Because he doubled with Verb T quite a bit, didn't he, back in the day?
Yeah. I think back then he was still a bit rusty, but nowadays, like, he's come on, man. He's learnt the format, and yeah, it's got dangerous, man. You know, there's other guys as well, like, Dialect does his thing.
It's crazy how many like battle rappers there are, you know, who you think. Do you think it's like an entirely separate scene to like UK hip hop in terms of music and output, or do you think it's just because they're so kind of in the limelight when it comes to battling, people think of them more as battle MCs than artists who put music out? Do you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's kind of, it's not necessarily interchangeable unless you. I mean, I know like Verb T, for example, did a bit of battling, but he's mainly known for putting music out. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Almost seems to be a bit disjointed.
Unfortunately, it is two separate entities. You know, like it shouldn't be like that, but it is like that. And I kind of found out the hard way because my whole reason for even entering battling was to promote musically, like the music I do.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't bank on the fan base being different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think there's a point where rather than promoting yourself, it promotes the league and it promotes the channel that the platform you're doing it from?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and those guys and the Don't Flop.
Yeah. Like it's like a cult almost. You know, the battle scene and the fans are really like more so than ever now. Like the fans are really having a say what flies.
Yeah.
You know, like in terms of the rhymes that they, classify as good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whereas, when I first entered battling for Don't Flop, the minds of the audience was way more pure, you know what I'm saying? There was no like, oh, well, you didn't have to sound like so-and-so or sound like so-and-so who's affiliated with so, you know what I'm saying?
Do you think that's just because like the foundations have already been like laid out and a lot of like new artists coming through are going to kind of derive their sounds sometimes from people who came before them? It's just like naturally going to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because there's so much like influence out there. It's the same in any kind of like music or any genre. It's hard to kind of, unless you stay focused and do your own thing and stay in your own lane.
Yeah.
It's hard not to think, well, I'm just going to like emulate that guy. And I'm doing it subconsciously. I don't know I'm doing it, but.
Yeah, no, I guess that's it's naturally like that with everything, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. It's more like with battling, it got to a point where people were kind of saying rhymes to like, I don't know, impress. Like it got insular. Like, it got quite insular. You know what I mean? And I kind of, when I was battling, I was kind of spitting rhymes that I figured the whole world would understand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But now it's kind of got a little bit like
meta, like.
Well,
people outside of Don't Flop won't get it, or people outside of the.
That's it, bang on. Like, because sometimes I show people battles, and they don't even understand what's getting said.
Yeah.
But I do because I know who's who.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I found that like with earlier battles, right? That's. When you hear the bars, there's like the beginning of the bar is very much melodic and proper rappy and rhyming and it sounds really good, and then you've got the punchline at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But then I feel like now battle rapping now is more just punchline. It's not necessarily the art to rapping with the punchline. It's just punchline.
Oh man, well I'm not sure. I get what you're saying, but I feel nowadays. Like, with URL, getting as big as... I don't even know if URL's still even that big, but, like, last time I really checked battling, URL was where it's at. And a lot of them guys don't really do punchline after punchline. It's normally, like, some sort of big scheme which leads to something which is, got plenty of lines which are, delivered correctly.
Mm-hmm.
To the point that the crowd will be like, they'll feel it and they'll like the performance more so than the rhymes. So I feel like that's where it kind of turned into theatre, man.
Yeah, it's conceptual, isn't it? Like they think of, right, this is theatrical, it's a concept, we build up on it, and it's building, and then there it is, and everyone's like, oh,
yeah,
fuck.
Exactly.
And that is like Milo and Shuffle T, isn't it? Like, that's kind of classically what they do.
I mean, look, it comes down, if you want to play the game like that, that's cool, man. Mm-hmm. But like, Yeah, I did kind of like it when, like, you know, I felt all styles were a little bit more appreciated than,
Yeah.
you know, having one particular style. Like, you know, I'm not saying it's fully like that, but, you know, there is a kind of preferred style, you know, with the audiences.
I suppose being like a rapper as well and actually appreciating the art form and coming from that side of it, you're gonna have that kind of outlet, right? And you're gonna think, do you ever look at battle rapping now with the theatrics, and you can obviously appreciate it for what it is, but at the same time think, you know, like, I'm just not fucking with it anymore. Like, what's your opinion on it right now in that sense?
I mean, you know, I know a couple of people who check battles and they be updating me on what's happening, but
It says it all, man. Updating you, like,
yeah,
you've outsourced
yeah,
it. Just
you
like,
know,
you're not watching it. Yeah.
well,
I hear
yeah,
what-
you know, I kind of been there, done that, got the shirt, like, you know, and you know, shout out everyone doing it. I continue to, you know, back the scene if I have to, but you know, meanwhile, I'm just trying to make some music now and just do something which is a bit more personal to me, and yeah, a bit more positive too, you know, because
man.
like I'm not the same guy as I was when I first started doing it. You know, I was a bit more of a joker back then. Nowadays, you know,
Well, like, it's interesting you were saying that, because I watched when you did Panic Room #9, like your EP that came out a few years back.
yeah,
Like, you made a mini documentary.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's actually funny, a little like tangent. So the guy who recorded it and filming it, I don't know whether that was like IMS or
yeah, it was.
it was. Yeah.
was.
So at the beginning of it, he claps just like you do. He's just like, and he's like, just got to sync the audio. And I was watching it thinking of you, man, because Aiden does that before every podcast.
Well, man,
I was like,
it's gotta be done, innit?
every fucking operation has an Aiden. It's crazy.
Listen, man, people,
Professional, man.
Tom and Jake just turn up and they're just like, you know what, I'm just fucking press record, and it doesn't work like that, man. Like, there's so much that goes on, and yeah, so don't flop. I mean, I've always
Sorry,
like,
man.
wanted-
Like, before you go on, I just want to make a point in that documentary,
Go
right?
on.
So what you were saying about before about releasing music and stuff.
Yeah.
So you said something on that documentary which was quite like, I thought was a really good point.
Yeah,
You said about there's not really as much pressure releasing music. There's no like hard deadline as such, but there's always a deadline in like the heads of fans
yeah,
and heads of people waiting for it.
yeah,
So there's almost like that invisible
yes.
pressure that you put on yourself to deliver.
Yep,
Do you want
yep.
to talk a bit more about that? Because I thought that was really interesting.
Well, I mean, basically, right, even if there's no deadline, people will forget about you because, you know, everybody say we're living in a fast food generation. So who's going to want to remember you? Like, when there's always new stuff coming out. And, you know, I sometimes feel like you look at music before, like, the internet really became a platform. There was there was Def Jam, there was Rockefeller, there was Bad Boy, there was Aftermath, you know, all of these guys had their platforms, and you know, we all kind of went there to listen to our music.
Yeah.
But now with the internet, there's like millions of platforms. So like if you're not like consistent with putting music out, there's always somewhere else to go to hear music. So like you've kind of just got to keep knocking them out. It's, you know, it's been 3 years since my last project. I'm learning, you know, because another thing is, from my era, you never really put music out that quickly. It would normally be like a 2 year hiatus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I miss those days because you kind of you anticipate a new release. Do you know what I mean? You get excited for it.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
it's all
worth the wait.
everything's oversaturated.
Bruv,
There's
it's
a
that singles generation.
Exactly, man.
Yeah,
There's a tendency
yeah.
now as well. There's
Bang
a
on.
tendency
Bang
for
on.
people to ride a wave of what's current. And on social media, it's all fucking flame emojis. It's all like, this is the best shit ever. But people don't actually take the time to digest new music. They're kind of like, yeah, I'm just jumping on this guy's dick because he's just released this track. Which, if you're feeling it, fine. But like, we started this up because we've got kind of respect for the culture generally. Like the new, obviously, if there's new stuff coming out, we like it.
Yeah.
But also appreciating that there was a foundation laid in UK hip hop.
Yeah.
There's people who were actually making good music and still making it. They don't necessarily like have the same platform that a lot of the new heads get coming through, and it's important to remember those people and think like, yeah, they're still there, they're still doing their thing. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
I mean,
you can't necessarily blame young people, right? Because I listened to an interview. It was on, I think it was on like Crate 808 or something. Rodney P.
Yeah.
And he was saying how you can't blame young people for not knowing who London Posse are, for example, right? Because it's the gatekeepers' responsibility, i.e. the fucking, you know, like DJs and, you know, radio hosts and all that kind of stuff, that it's their responsibility to kind of steward the kids in the right direction and let them know about these people. Otherwise, they're never going to know. Otherwise, they're always going to go for the latest thing.
I mean, you make a good point. I don't think, I mean, and probably have at some point, but like bigger sort of UK rappers and UK hip hop artists, you don't really hear them sort of shouting about the older generation of UK hip hop, do you?
Nah.
Or
I think it's like every man for themselves to some degree, which to some extent, like if you're an artist, you've got to think about number one, because you've got to keep in your lane, you've got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I think to some extent in UK hip hop, there's like a veneer of support, but it's not actually there. Do you know what I'm saying?
And what's your take on the current
what's
UK hip hop?
what's your take on that, man?
I gotta ask, like, I don't really get what the whole obsession with being so current is. Ain't music supposed to be timeless?
Yes,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
You know,
good
everybody nowadays, I swear, like, since 2013 or something, everyone's like, oh, it's relevant, it's got to be relevant, it's got to be relevant, it's got to be current, it's got to be current. It's like...
Have you heard this new rapper and all that sort of shit?
Yeah, well, like, before then, it was like, no one really gave a fuck, man. Like, if it was from 2-3 years ago, I'd be like, okay, now we'll check it out. It obviously, like, missed the radar, you know what I mean? It's like, we'll check it out. But if it ain't current now, it's like...
Yeah.
I don't really get it. Quality's quality, ain't it?
I don't think, like, is that so prominent in the States, right? Because I can't remember where I heard it, but they were talking about in the States, in like Cali and New York, they still bump Wu-Tang religiously. They still bump like Dre and Snoop and all of those guys religiously because they're like based in LA. Do you know what I mean? It's they don't look at it as kind of old retro music. They just look at it as good music.
Yeah, no, them guys are immortal. Like
of course, man.
They out there, man. I think it should be like it here too. You know, the Rodney P's, the Maestros, the Skinny Mans, the K-Lashes. You know,
oh man, Kalashnikov.
Yeah, man. You know, these guys, incredible. Man, they paved the way. You know, it's like.
Because obviously then like the trajectory went in the grime direction. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, which I can't knock. You know, like they done their thing. Dizzy, Wiley, you know, them guys, they paved the way for a lot of people too. It's just a shame the two, you know, like UK hip hop and grime couldn't really coexist. Like,
100%, man.
Have you seen? Have you been following Wiley on Twitter recently?
What's he saying now? Like,
he's got a bit of beef with Ed Sheeran.
Oh man,
that was on Instagram.
I've seen it on Twitter as well, man. So his argument is that Wiley appeared on one of Ed Sheeran's earlier albums.
Yeah. And
when Wiley asked for the same back, Ed Sheeran said no.
Oh really?
But then had Stormzy on. I think that's where it came from.
Yeah, and was JK on it as well?
JK.
Yeah.
So Take Me Back to London, right?
Yeah. But then there's the argument is that Wiley always does this when he's got an album coming out.
Oh yeah,
so it's purely
it's the Kanye
marketing
treatment, isn't it? It's just like inciting some kind of fucking hype beforehand.
Yeah. Do you follow a lot of grime?
Not massively, but well, I did so more when you know my younger brother was local, but because he's a grime fan at heart. But nowadays, like not really. You know, I'm kind of just trying to follow hip hop, you know.
Yeah, man.
Did you stick with what's happening? I'm not great at it because I got to work on my own stuff. But you know, I keep my eye out. You know, more time I'll be going out and hearing rather than being at home on a computer. And
well, going back to what we were saying before about not necessarily people putting out albums, but more putting out singles.
Yeah.
There's so much fucking music coming out, and there's so much to listen to, and there's so much to catch up on, isn't there? Yeah. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, man. It's ain't easy.
It's a crowded market.
It's oversaturated, but you know, you do get some odd nuggets of gold in there.
Look at me, I'm fucking moaning there's too much music.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing. It's unlimited music. There's so much, man.
Nah, but the thing is, quality control, man. And that's what I do kind of miss with the platforms that we mentioned earlier, you know, like the Aftermaths, the Rockefellers and all that. You know, you send your demo to these labels And if it's whack, it gets thrown in the bin. You know what I mean? But, you know, with the internet now, all you have to do is have the hustle mentality and your music will get out there.
Yeah.
It's like,
You can upload it yourself. You can release it yourself
with,
if you like scrape together a few coins. Do you know what I mean?
With channels like GRM Daily and Link Up TV, if you've got enough money, then you can kind of get your song out there.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
It doesn't matter whether, obviously, I think there's probably an extent of quality control, but if you pay enough, then they're going to put your music out, and then you fucking made it.
There
you
you go, man.
Straight up.
Can I rant about the new fucking Ed Sheeran track, "Take Me Back to London"?
Here he goes.
Mate, I rate that track.
No. Don't get me wrong. Right, I think Stormzy, JK, H. I rate all of those guys. They all go hard. But my bugbear is they don't need fucking Ed Sheeran's endorsement on a track. They don't need it. They're already great artists in their own right. He just looks like some fucking... I'm sure he's a nice bloke. I've heard like people say that Ed Sheeran's like a really nice guy, whatnot. Fair enough. Yeah. But it's not like they need the exposure. And it just seems so fucking disingenuous when he's there, like... I don't know, man. There's something that just rubs me up the wrong way about it, man. I just can't get into it.
I get what you're saying, man.
Immediately, I'll just switch off. I'm just like, yeah, all these three guys are dope. I fucking really rate JK especially, and H now. But like Ed Sheeran's face looking like a wet dog. I can just
I get like you don't fit sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm just like, nah, man. Just get.
I get you. I get what you said, man. But I think if anything, it's a good thing. I think for years now, right?
Why though?
I think the UK there's always been a sort of gripe against America, as in America but let me finish. So American music is always the one that gets radio plays, is always the one that's always done well.
Yeah.
And then sort of punk rock was British, grime is British.
Yeah.
And now obviously grime is fucking making the charts and everything like that. Yeah. And then, you know, with the fact that Drake's sort of is a culture vulture and taken UK grime.
See, but I don't mind that.
Hold on. If anything, he's propped up and he's actually brought it into the limelight, and it's grime's coming to America, which it's not a bad thing.
Yeah. So
UK music is going
with Drake,
across.
I completely agree. Like a lot of people knock Drake. I rate Drake, and I think that what he's doing is a good thing. But it's just Ed Sheeran as an artist just rubs me up the wrong way, man. I think those three artists on their own, like Stormzy, JK, and H, are all fucking sick. Why do they need fucking Ed Sheeran to give them that platform when they're doing it themselves anyway? It's almost just like, get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah. It just looks like he's a little fanboy who's just like in a video wanking off. But apologies, he's not going to fucking watch this. Do you know what I'm saying, though? But that's how I see it, man. That's my.
I met him at one of the Don't Flop events, man. He judged.
Because we had Kong on, and he said that Kong said that he judged his first battle, or one of his battles, and he said he was a really nice guy. So when it comes to that, fine, I'm sure he is, but there's just something about like
in my head, I've always associated Ed Sheeran with UK hip hop, because when I first ever heard him back in 2015-16 was on SBTV, in amongst all those kind of people, like doing their bar, like 16 bars or whatever, and he was on there.
Oh damn!
What, Ed Sheeran just followed us?
Just messaged you. But yeah, I've just always had that association. Obviously, he's gone off and he's become like a pop sensation, not really hip hop, but
nah, man.
I think
I'm being unfair.
His roots are still there.
Yeah, I'm being unfair, man. Like, I'm sure he is a really like lovely bloke. It's just like something about his face.
And what we've mentioned,
he's doing bits for the UK music scene. I think if anything draws people to the UK music scene, that brings people to other artists. For example, someone fucking in America or Australia, whatever, listen to Ed Sheeran's album, they come across Stormzy, they come across H.
Stormzy headlined Glastonbury, mate,
and then goes into other places.
Stormzy's
a bad example, but like,
for
example, like JK or like H and that sort of thing.
Right, so let's put a pin in this, right?
Just so if we can go back to like episode 3 when I was bigging up H.
Okay, yeah, we did.
I didn't. I'm not going to say I found that guy, but
you didn't, mate. H was doing bits before you mentioned.
No, I was like,
on the podcast.
Boys heard of H. You're like, who the fuck's H?
So man, back to.
I was going to ask the question I was going to ask earlier.
Go on. Well remembered, man.
So, Don't Flop.
Go on.
See, Don't Flop Entertainment. It's no secret that they did fucking amazingly when back in the day. Yeah. Loads of subscribers, loads of views.
Yeah.
And probably loads of money being made. So I've always wondered, like, how much do the actual artists that go on there, how much do they make?
Oh, it varies. Like,
is it a cash prize for the winner, or do they get paid for appearance?
Nah, paid for appearance. Unless it's been like predetermined that somebody's gonna get a prize for winning.
Okay.
So like
Predetermined. It's like sounded like WWE or something.
It's not
fake.
It's fixed, is it?
fake.
sorry, wrong word, man. Unless it's been arranged beforehand.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
That's what I was meaning to say, man. My vocab fuck. But yo, yeah, like, you know, like we did the me and Lego, we did the tournament. We got 250 each for winning that, and that was like, you know, agreed from the start that we was gonna get that. And then as time goes on, you know, your value rises, and before you know it, you're like charging them to like.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you're in demand, man.
Yeah.
How much do you reckon Luna C was making when he was in his
I don't
prime?
know. You'll have to ask him.
Yeah.
But man, that's like must be really like almost, you know, knowing that you're making money from your lyrical ability.
Yeah.
And from something you love doing, and just from rhyming words, it must be like really kind of validating to you. Like, oh shit!
Oh
like,
man.
how does that feel?
It feels great. It's like
Yeah,
the easiest money ever. But you know, it's just like with this hip hop shit, man. There's not a lot of windows of opportunity, you know. So like, you know, I just wish there was more like money in it. Yeah.
But do you think as well though, like obviously like UK hip hop is quite niche in that sense. So the money's not always there. But at the same time you vibe off doing it and you love doing it. So that was kind of good enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and what you were saying earlier about when you got into it, it was just for superficial reasons.
Yeah.
So I bet throughout that whole time you were just like fucking murking people in battles. You were like,
yeah.
Come on, man. Come on. There's got to be that too. Like you've left a legacy. Do you know what I mean? In Dope Flop. Are you undefeated in Dope Flop?
Yes. I am.
How many? 7 wins or something? Wasn't it? Or
7 wins, and I had 4 battles which were like promo.
Yeah.
Which I think I won all of them.
Have you ever lost?
Yeah, I lost, man. I lost in 2009 at Battle Scars to DK. I lost who, by the way, she's fire, so I don't mind losing that. You know, she's a good MC, man. You got fucking. I don't think I was lost, by the way. Just before I go into the next year, I don't actually think I lost, but I don't mind taking a loss to her in it. So whatever. I think I lost at Jump Off to Pedro, which is a bullshit decision, really. But like
you beat him before though, didn't you?
Yeah, I beat him. I've battled him 3 times, all in all. I won 2, lost 1.
How were the judges chosen for the battles?
Yeah.
What, a Jump Off?
Or any sort
Generally,
of battles?
how were they selected?
Well, it don't flop. Basically just walks around and selects people who he thinks are like qualified to judge. And hey man, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? Let him do it. Like.
So that leads on to a nice bit then. So and it's no secret what happened with the whole Don't Flop and the sort of build up and the structure. I don't know what you'd call it. What's your view on all of that? Obviously, allegedly taking all the money from Don't Flop.
You're such a provocateur, Aiden.
Nah, you know what, right?
I just want to know, man.
You know
It's stuff
what?
I
Like,
always wonder, isn't it?
I can't actually speak on it because at that point I'd already kind of like set sail and done my own thing.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Like I weren't really too involved at that point. I did the copyright battle as a one-off.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah, and that was just before things went topsy-turvy. So
You've battled quite a few heads from the States, haven't you?
oh man, there's about
Fucking
four
Big
or
Cannon.
5.
That Big Cannon battle was jokes, man. Like you really went in. Like obviously like you were fucking insane in that, but he got you with that glory hole line, man.
Nah, sick line, man. It was an ill line. That was a good line. He
but
flipped
then a
it.
fight broke out like halfway through, and then you just see fucking Rag and Bone Man like grabbing this geezer by the neck.
Yeah.
Did that happen quite often?
Nah, not really. Totally unsuspected.
Yeah.
I think it was like Rum Committee against Press One's boys, and I don't know what happened or how it popped. Yeah, some dude named Lee from Rum Committee basically got involved, and like they started throwing hands, and boy, yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, they're a wild bunch, man.
Yeah, it didn't end, man. I remember Gizmo even started dissing him in a battle. So it was pretty mad still. Like, sorry, man, just had to shut my phone down.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty mad, man, how that battle went down. Like, it was my favorite battle, definitely, because, you know, when that fight happened, I totally forgot all my rhymes.
Must throw you out so much.
I was gone, I was done. I was like, oh, shit. But then I just thought, fuck it, man. I just freestyle the rest. There's got to be, 30 seconds left or something. And I did it, man, and timed perfectly. Like, for the line at the end about, what the fuck was it again, man? Something about I started a fight and you didn't. And like, yeah, that was timed perfectly. Like, it was, bam.
Do you, remember all of your battles? Like, in terms of the punchlines and the bars that you've used? Like, if I was to drag some out now, like, hypothetically, but not at all, because I'm going to test you, would you... So, if I recite some of your bars...
Go on.
Tell me which battle they're from.
Alright, go ahead.
Right,
game.
And don't you dare talk about my braids penis head. Your girl's
Hindu
got
rock.
Yeah. Let me just finish the fucking bar first, because it is fucking jokes. And don't you dare talk about my braids penis head. Your girl's got the same hairstyle between her legs. Yeah, of course, Hindu rock, man. Another guy from the States.
That's good. I like that.
Fucking hell,
I'll
man.
abolish your cock swallowing, poxy following.
Oh, yeah, that was Salah.
Come on, man.
That was
Come
Salah.
on, man.
But you know what, man? I had to think for a sec, man. I thought, fuck, because I don't really watch that battle rap because I think I was a little bit messy in it. You know, I got the win, but like I was still kind of trying to adjust to the written format.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So you're quite critical then when you do you watch them back and like learn from what you do? It's like a sport.
Do you even watch your bars back?
Not
videos
really,
back?
man. Like the only one I take pleasure in watching back is Big Cannon. That is the only
rightly
one.
so, man.
Yeah, like copyright. I've watched once or twice, man. It's not even like I did a interview for Battle Rap Resume, and around the time I did that, I hadn't even watched the battle back.
Mate, I guess it's kind of preference, isn't it? If you're there and you've done it and you think, right, I won it, but
yeah,
fair one. All right, so this is going to be easy then because anyway.
Go ahead.
But this was just a fucking sick line, but you're going to get it straight away because you just mentioned his name. Your figure is a ridiculous size. Every time this idiot cries, chicken grease drips from his eyes.
Cannon, man.
Man, that poor bloke, man. You tore into his weight for like a
Oh,
solid fucking 20 minutes.
Man.
You know, I'm glad you guys say that, right? Because see, this is the thing, battling,
Man, I'm under no illusion that it's all personal. I know that everyone's in it for like, it's kind of, you got to be thick-skinned. It's part of the game. It's a competitive sport. But it's still really funny to watch.
But this is the thing, right? It got so subjective, like battling, that some people would actually criticize and go, you know what, man? It's too many fat jokes, too many fat.
You're fucking joking, really?
Honest to God, man. I'm not lying. Like, it got to a point where people kind of look at it like that. Like, you've got to, vary your punches and rather than just go straight at someone
for the jugular.
Because look, for me, right, it's all about the effect that a bar has, whether it's like been repeated or whatever. If it's decent, it should rack points up in my idealist view. But like, it got to a point where battling was like, right, you know what, we're gonna treat it like boxing, man. Headshots, body blows.
Do you think, man, like in the current like political climate, it's quite like everything's quite PC.
Yeah.
Do you think that affected battle rap in any way?
Absolutely, bruv.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh man,
because you watch battles with you and all those heads from like 8-9 years ago, and like it's just fucking relentless. It's just like, but you're watching it with that context, knowing that it's just it's not real. It's it's escapism. It's a fucking rap battle.
Yeah,
you're not going to take this shit personally.
Oh my God, man.
But if like people were saying like this, that, and the other now in 2019 with like how people react to things generally, you'd think fucking hell, like
oh, the PC mob, man, they come at battling straight. And
did they
well, it's not blatant, but they have, because nobody really calls like anyone gay no more, or nobody really like says anything too close to anything religious. Even though I did hear something mad by Impact not long ago when he was going, I can't remember what the guy's name was, man. He was battling some American guy who apparently was a Christian rapper, and he was just like going into him for it.
Because me and Tom were just watching, and like there was, I don't know what year it was, against two like American guys. It was like a doubles battle with you. These two American guys, I don't know who they were called, but like,
like
there was one bit that
Awkward,
was they were like both of you were like going at his religion, like, and it was just. But nowadays, I was thinking that actually, it would never happen.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about Awkward's disaster, right?
Yeah. Those
Oh
dudes
my
were intense,
God.
man. Just
Hey.
how
They were like
funny,
right
man.
up in your face, and I just think,
There's
like, for you to stand there and just like not
I
headbutt
know.
them or whatever. Because
No, that's them that they try and like incite that sort of behavior with the way they act, and you just gotta just smile it off and just laugh at them. Like,
So has there ever been a time where you've been battling someone that's really fucking pissed you off?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh man, you know what, right? I ain't gonna lie, man. In that battle, I got a bit pissed off. Look, man, people can say what they want to me, yeah, but the minute they start bringing up my family and you know my baby mom and start directing shit at her, like personally, not even like hypothetically. It's like real call her name out and fucking say this and that. It's a bit like, whoa, now you're taking it a bit too far, like, you know what I mean? It's like, cause look, man, I've agreed to be in a battle, so you can say what you want about me, yeah, but don't fucking say shit about someone who's, you know, associated with me and it's gonna be online forever, and it's gonna kind of, you know, tarnish their name in front of thousands of people, and you know, I thought that was a bit whack. I ain't gonna lie, man, but you know, a few man did it, you know. A few man did it.
Being a battle, like the example you gave there, I suppose, surely being a battle rapper, you'd almost expect them to say whatever, but then is there, like, I don't know, like an internal sort of rule or like politeness to it that everyone sort of knows that, you know, there's certain lines that you don't cross.
Like an etiquette where you kind of, they're gonna like go for the jugular, but you just can't rise to it. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
is that like understanding there is like a prerequisite, or like how does that work?
What, in terms of unwritten rule?
Yeah.
No, I mean like
like an unwritten
like,
rule.
An understanding, like say if somebody like hits a nerve, like what you just said about something personal, that you don't rise to it. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, what I mean is there like sort of unwritten rules in terms of, you know, obviously mum jokes are there, fat jokes are there, blah blah blah.
Just don't talk about my kids. Don't talk.
That's.
Well, I mean, it's weird. It's a weird one, right? I guess there ain't no rules really, but there kind of is, like, you know, to a point, man. Like,
everyone's got that line, haven't they?
Well, yeah. Say if somebody's like racist to someone, right?
Yeah, man.
And like they say it in an ill way. And when I say ill, I don't mean good. I mean like they say it in a foul way. Then they've crossed that unwritten line.
That's happened before, isn't it? In battles as well, isn't it? Like people have like used racial slurs in a controversial way.
Yeah.
I remember I saw a Mickey Worthless King of the Ronalds battle.
King of the Ronalds.
Where it was a white guy as well, and he said the N-word, and then he literally he got booed out the state. He got kicked out of the arena.
Hey, what's his name?
I can't remember his name, but I think the vid, because I watched it and I went back because I told someone about it, then I went back to find it, but it got removed. So I think it was some guy that no one knows about it. It was some sort of nerdy like white guy, and I don't even know what happened to it. I'm guessing he got so much abuse or so much hate that they had to take off purely for his own fucking safety.
Like, I'm sure they just turfed him out the door. Like,
it's just someone like. And when you
but
say
it's good that people have that respect, isn't it? You know, everyone has their morals, and they're gonna sort of stand by, you know, what's right and what's wrong. But it must be like Tom said earlier, you've got to have a pretty thick skin to be a battle rapper.
It's like I mean, it's weird, right? Because there's a time where it's fun, but then someone might say something which is a bit below the belt, and that's when it ain't fun no more. And it's a bit like, but you gotta expect it. You can't complain. You know, you've agreed to be in a battle. Just be ready for it. You know, but at the same time, it's good to select opponents wisely, because you know some dudes are real. Some ain't. They'll do anything to win, and you know they're generally the dudes I don't really respect. You know, there was like a dude years ago. I ain't gonna drop his name because it's not that I don't respect him, but he battled this guy, and he went at him about how I hope your mom dies when she's having her chemo and shit like that. And I thought it was a bit like, whoa. All right, he won the battle because the other guy choked, but none of us really respected how he won it.
Yeah, a lot of people can relate to.
That's not talent though, is it? That's not like lyrically good. Like it's not. It's sort of like bottom of the barrel,
Well,
and it's.
I hate to say it, right, but he had a strategy where he thought, if I say this to him, yeah, it's gonna fuck his mind up, and he ain't gonna be able to say nothing. And it worked, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like
Straight up.
again, right? We didn't respect how he won, but he had a tactic.
It's a game, isn't it? It's a sport, and it's like a competition.
You know, like yeah.
So, do most of the people you've battled in the past, were you like tight with? Did you get on with them generally, like, or is it kind of like a bit of a mixed bag?
Well, I mean, there's the Americans who I'd never met, so that was always fun.
They're so intense as well, aren't they? Like in terms of the dynamics, very different. Like the style and the delivery.
Yeah.
Like going back to like who were we talking about earlier, like Awkwards and Disaster.
Yeah.
Just sort of, so it's so they just look so fucking serious.
Oh man.
Like the entire time, like they wouldn't crack a smile.
It was weird.
It's a different kind of culture, I guess.
I find that American rappers talk about guns a lot.
It's not even that, man. It's just like they're very like serious in a sense. Like
I don't think they have the
they
wit.
take
or the
themselves very,
sarcasm.
very seriously compared to Brits who can take the piss out of themselves. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah, them guys. I think we met them a couple times actually, because like just a week before we had that battle, they battled Archaic and O'Shea, and that was quite a fucking banging battle. And yeah, we met them then. They were pretty fucking cool.
Did they fly over for it, or did they like live in England now?
Nah, they got flown over, man. It was
Flown
like
over, fucking hell.
I think it was Shotty Horror's lab battles or something.
Yeah.
And do they pay for them to fly over, or they got their own tickets?
Yeah,
Shit.
they paid for them to fly over, and at that point, was like, well, since they're coming here, I'm gonna arrange the battle against TENCHOO and Lego, because that was one of the prizes for us winning the 2v2 tournament. So.
It's a battle.
Yeah.
But yeah,
even though by that point, man, I was a little bit like, yo, man, I'm kind of done with battling, you know what I mean? After Cannon, I was like, yeah, I think that's it. But we had to do this, and it was like, yeah.
It's weird you saw like in the background in that battle, like Seeper and Hugo from People Just Do Nothing.
Hey,
just, like,
he
cracking
used to
up in
turn
the
up to
background.
the events like
Yeah.
regularly, man. Fucking Seeper, man. He was, he always used to be at events, man. Next thing, man, he's popped, in and on telly and all that, man. It's
weird, isn't it?
Yo, salute him, man. Fucking straight up and down.
Oh man, it's crazy. But like speaking of thick skin, and like by all means, you don't have to fucking go along with this ridiculous exercise. But if you were to take the piss or spit some bars at Jake, based on his appearance.
Oh man, why are you gonna do this? I don't want to say nothing, man. I'd rather not, like, you know what I'm saying. I got respect for Jake right there. Man, you know
all right, what about me?
Nah, come on, man. Come on.
Joking, man. All right, it was worth a try anyway, mate. It was worth a try.
Yeah, because that's the thing, man. With battling, it's like if somebody like challenges me to a battle, I kind of look at it like, okay, well, if I'm gonna say something bad about you, that's what you get for challenging me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm never that guy who goes challenging. You know, I always get fucking called out, man.
Yeah, so I'm like a helpless victim. Is that what you're saying? It's kind of like, nah, why would I? Because
well, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta
Nah,
be.
he,
You
man,
know, it's
he.
all about. I'm a gentleman. You know what I mean?
Do you know
100%.
Aiden's an undefeated battle champion?
Hey.
Between us three, nah, he's not.
I suppose it's no fun to sort. It's like, I don't know. It's like it's no fun to sort of, you know, take the piss out of someone that's not going to take the piss out of you, is it?
Yeah, nah, exactly. You gotta, like, you know, be in the ring with somebody who's gonna hit back. You know, otherwise it might as well just be fighting a dummy.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's a good philosophy, man.
Tom's
I
not
like
a dummy. I think Tom's a nice person.
All right, maybe a punching bag.
that. So man, what's your thoughts on UK hip hop generally at the moment in this point in time? Are you listening to it generally, or is it?
Well, yeah, when I can, man. You know, when I can grab hold of something. You know, I like the fact Wizzy's teamed up with Dizzy. They done a ill track, man.
Is it Blessed? Yeah, man.
Yeah, fucking ill track. I remember when I met him years ago with Rum Committee out in Brighton. This was before he popped. Like he always had something, you know, with Ocean Wisdom. Like he's doing his thing, you know. There's a few people out there doing their thing, you know. It's like I can't think of any off the top of my head. I know fucking High Focus been killing it for years now. Like Yeah, you know, they got a few peeps on their label now, like Coops and...
Yeah. Coops is sick, man.
Yeah.
Do you listen
Coops
to any
is
high
hard,
facts
yeah.
these days? Or like...
Yeah, I do when I can, man. You know what I mean? I always like that tune they done in the balance. Life in the Balance, is it? Yeah, man. I always like that song and a few others, you know. They hold it. What I like about them, yeah, is they kind of push the boom bap sound. And I think it's pretty messed up that, like, they've not really been backed by commercial radio. With the shows they be getting and, you know, the full houses. Sorry, bro. With the shows they be getting, full houses.
Like Jazz Cafe and shit, man. They're like packing that out.
Bruv, Concord in Brighton. That's a huge venue. Like, how are they not getting the commercial backing?
Well, this goes to like what I was saying earlier about like the DJs and promoters putting them on. Like, they should be doing that. Like, they should be on like fucking BBC. And I know part of their appeal is the fact that they are independent and they are kind of underground and they kind of stay true to that boom bap sound. They do deviate from that a bit. Like, they're doing, you know, like Jam Baxter and people like that make quite different sound of music. They rap over like trap beats, but then overall they're kind of aesthetic is boom bap, isn't it?
Then also like Ocean Wisdom, I think he gets a lot of radio play. He gets a fair bit, but then he is a different sound.
Exactly.
He's a more
once
device.
again,
and Slow Tie. Slow Tie is
did you hear Slow Tie's track
completely like different.
Denzel Curry that dropped today.
I haven't listened to that yet.
Man.
Hang on, whose track?
Slow Tie. He's like UK rapper. Have you heard of him?
Right,
Is he from Northampton? So
Northampton,
he's a young lad, mate. He's like a bit mad. He played at like Glastonbury and stuff, but he's kind of, we talk about this a lot. He's kind of in between like hip hop and grime. You can't really define his sound.
Right.
Really worth listening to, man. He's honestly, man, his sound's so unique.
Yeah. A lot of dudes are kind of on that bridge nowadays, aren't they? Like the hip hop and grime.
But they're the ones who are like doing bits at the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're the ones that make like Ocean Wisdom, for example. Like he does well because he's gone away from that traditional sound and forged his own sound,
but not in a disingenuous way. He's done it in an organic way that works for him. He's not just being like, I need to be different, I'm going to be different to appease the people. Because that's when like you don't get longevity that way. Do you know what I mean?
No.
If you do something because you want to do it and you make music and you're staying true to you as an artist. I'm not an artist, but that's just kind of hypothetically.
Well, particularly like the beat that he raps on with Dizzy for Blessed, is like the type of beat where the way they rap to it, I like it, you know, because there's a lot of dudes who rap to them sort of beats, but they choose the slower flow, and you know, I'm not really with it because it's kind of easy to do a slow flow, and a lot of man be doing a slow flow, and it's like, well, you know, it's easy tempo to keep up with, but them guys, you know, they be using every syllable that they can, you know, every syllable that can fit within the rhythm. You know, they know what they're doing with it, and I base my ratings on that. Like,
What about like the content, like lyrically as well? So I mean, you can obviously be rapping fast, like fucking Daz Effects or something, but then you're not really saying anything. Do you know what I'm saying?
See, now that's the thing, right? Like, give Wizzy a blast for that, right? Because he's kind of got a style which is his. So like for that, he gets enough respect, But there's a lot of dudes out there, man. They be biting it, and you know, when they be spitting them fast flows, man. Look, man, I'd rather hear a slow flow, because a slow flow, in my opinion, is probably harder to write. It's like you've got to use your voice correctly. You know, you got to deliver right,
man.
And breath control. You know, it's a difficult thing to grasp, you know, for an amateur writer.
Voice is so important in hip hop, I think. Like,
oh yeah, definitely.
You get a lot of.
Said that before, like
all
using
the
your
time,
voice
man,
is
for
more
me.
as like an instrument, isn't it?
100%.
Rather than just rapping, isn't it?
And it's using it in different, you know, using it in a range as well. You know, kind of your ad libs and your kind of like, you said like breath control. It's kind of maybe doing something a little bit different with it, rather than just kind of rapping like da 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 da, and it's like monotone and it's boring. It's, if you apply a little bit of kind of variation to your voice, that's what kind of keeps people interested. Like, for me, it's a major component in a listening experience. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I need that voice. I don't just need bars or technical ability. I need a voice as well. I need that complete package.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Nah, it's always been that way, you know, like with hip hop especially, like, you know, like
UK hip hop especially, man. Like, for me,
any, bro.
yeah.
Any, cause like you know, when I grew up here, I was always liking voices like, you know, Be Real, you know, the ones that stand out, you know, the RBXs, the Lord Have Mercies, the Busta Rhymes, you know, the fucking Ice T's, you know.
But let's go the Finer Booth you did with Charlie Sloth.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
Yeah, man.
Oh man, you know what? I actually done 2. That was the second one. With the one that come out on YouTube, he was actually doing a South Coast tour where he got in touch with many of the MCs from local areas, and you know, invited them to BBC Solent up near Southampton Guildhall. I went there, you know, had my 96 bars ready, and just laid it down, man. You know, just got up in there and bish bash bush.
You killed it, man. Because that was long as well.
No,
like,
safe, man.
Safe, killed it.
96 bars, bro. I'm telling you, I was like, I was like, yo, I'm gonna deliver all of this. Yeah, this is a monumental moment. You know, I've got to like come correct. And one take, man. You know, I didn't even like flop and do it again or nothing. You know, it was like, and that's how the best way, because you keep that same energy. So yeah.
Good, man. Do you still follow Finer Booth?
Yeah. What did I watch not that long ago? I'll see Kingdom.
Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, Rodney P, man.
Fucking Ty, Rodney P, Black Twang, all legends.
Hey, nah, they all went in, yeah, but Rodders, fam.
The Rhythm Killer.
Fucking hell, man. He went out Westwood, you know.
Oh, mate, that fucking Westwood thing was so bait. Obviously, it was like, it happened a while back, though, didn't it? And it was
Wait, was
brought
this
up
the...
recently.
Yeah, and you know what, man?
Because
like,
of the gigs.
Big up Rodney P for that, yeah, because I was one of them people, like, mad offended, yeah, at Tim West, yeah, because, like, I felt like he's kind of, you know what we were saying about the whole current thing?
Yeah.
I felt like Westwood was kind of on that. Look, I'm not going to knock Westwood, yeah, because he's done good things, yeah, but like, you can't really, like, I don't like people, yeah, brushing history under the carpet. Like, we shouldn't be doing that, you know what I mean? History's got to be upheld, man. It's got to be documented. And, you know, I felt like he was kind of trying to bury it with what, you know, his Vlad interview and the interview with Giggs where he's going at Rodney P, and it's like, look, man, let's not turn around and say UK hip hop was whack back in the day. You know,
it gave you a career, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm talking about Westwood. Like, do you know what I mean? It effectively gave you a career. So why are you fucking?
I mean, well, he always kind of was on the American music, which I'm not gonna knock. But
Westwood the DVD, www.westwood.com. The big dog, mate. Yeah, I was all over that, man.
But yo, man,
you fucking son of a bishop.
I mean, I'm not gonna co-sign what Rodney P was saying in it, but like, look, the fact that he went back at him, I was like, yes, you know, hey, come on, man. Look, I got nothing against Westwood, but you can't be doing that, man. You know what I mean? It's like too many dope artists from that era to turn around and say, nah, man, UK hip hop was whack back then. We're now living in a generation where UK hip hop's really doing this thing, when, you know, there was some classics, man, like back in the noughties.
Oh, mate, I mean,
late
like
90s and even earlier, you know, like the Gunshots and, you know, the other dudes.
What's your favourite era of UK hip hop? Because, you know, you've got obviously your early stuff, and you've got like low life, early noughties, and then you've got kind of like, you know, you kind of Rhyme Asylums, you guys like manage. You've got,
man, yeah.
It's kind of, that's kind of my era. It's like not the low life era. I love the low life era, but it's just after that.
Just after.
Because I'm 31, so that's kind of where I first got into it.
I thought you were older.
Yeah, I'm really 40, but yeah, I'm
well, for me, right, I just really liked, when Original Fever was on One Extra, because it kind of brought UK hip hop to the forefront. You know, at that time, you know, it's BBC, everyone commercial. Well, I say commercial. Everybody who's like not willing to look too far for music was face to face with UK hip hop, and you know, it made a lot of people rap. You know, it influenced a lot of people to get on it, and you know, Kalashnikov and Terra Firma and all them guys, you know, amongst many, you know, they influenced a lot of guys to like start rapping. I remember I went to this event called Dill Real out in Carnaby Street in London.
Yeah, Skirmish has talked about that before, man.
Yeah, he used to go there.
Yeah.
He used to probably went there more than me because I had to come from out of town. But yeah, I went there like 3 or 4 times, and I think that was 2004, and that really opened my eyes to like, you know, people are doing this now, like, you know, like this rap thing's becoming big out here in England. And yeah, I'd say that the early noughties to about, say, I don't know, man, like 2006, 2007, that was really my favorite time.
Mm-hmm.
After then, it got a little bit like Grime takeover, you know.
Yeah,
Grime kind of just fucking smashed everything.
Channel U, man.
Oh man, see, I'm not gonna knock Channel U though, yeah, because like, look, man, some of the content was questionable.
Yeah, man, that's putting it nicely, man. But yeah.
Hey, it was good for the like.
I'm not
U's
familiar
like,
with Channel U. What's Channel U?
It's like the precursor to what's the
AKA.
AKA? Yeah, it was.
You're not familiar?
I'm not familiar. I do a hip hop podcast.
How old are
I'm
you
not
then, man?
familiar. I'm 23.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly. Yeah.
Channel U, right, is basically like a music channel, kind of like MTV based, but it was DIY. You know what I mean? It was like the people kind of just got together, you know, and put this channel out there, and everybody who was on it was just doing homemade shit. Like, you know, the videos were budget, but you know, the beats were budget. A lot of them were unmastered and all that, but we didn't care, you know. We just watched it. We was like, we wanted to see what was going on, and it's how I found out about a lot of people, you know, like Clash was one of them. You know, Genesis Elijah was another one. You know, Hoods Underground. You know, Moorish Delta. You know, all these sort of guys I see on Channel U. So I got to, you know, big up Channel U. Like, you know, it was pretty live.
A lot of those dudes though kind of coexisted with like your grime heads back in the day, and then it just went off in different directions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they sort of, before grime had its own kind of identity as grime, a lot of those rappers were doing their thing at the same time.
Yeah. I don't know what happened, man. It was like like I said, man, grime kind of just blew everything out the water commercially. You know, it was hip hop kind of didn't really get to that level commercially, and I don't know why. I mean, it could have, but I mean, you know, some people got their theories on why it didn't. And
have you got one, or like?
Nah, not really. I mean, I got my. Well, I don't know, man. It would have been good to see some of these guys drop more albums. You know, like you know, Council of State of Mind is a classic.
Skinny Man, obviously,
UK classic. You know, if Skinny had come with another album, who knows what would have happened? Like, you know what I mean? But hey, man, you know, he's got his reasons, man, and you know,
that's the thing, man.
We're always gonna cherish that album, come what may. You know what I mean? It's
like, I don't think hip hop or UK hip hop really moved with the times. I feel like I don't think it did well. I think grime did well because of the likes of SBTV and JDD Media, and it was. It went with the times, and it brought like a purely online platform that meant that it was accessible to absolutely everyone.
But it's what you said before about it being purely UK like that. So it's like a UK, like it originated from the UK. So it's like its identity lies within the UK, as similar to like punk music, whereas hip hop was always derived from the States.
Yeah.
Do you know
but
what I
then
mean?
that's like in the beginning. That's why Don't Flop's done so well, or that's why Don't Flop did so well, because it's purely UK, and everyone was just so into it because it like I said, it was all about UK, and they did so well with subscribers. And I think if there was possibly maybe like a UK hip hop channel that was like SBTV or whatever, then that went along with all the rappers and had everyone that was on Don't Flop and all these upcoming rappers like Manage, Skirmish, all of those. I think it would be a different place than how it is today.
You never know, man. It's all like a mentality thing, isn't it? And it's all dependent on the community making it happen at the same time. Like, it's work ethic. A lot of those grime guys' work ethic's ridiculous, man. Like, Channel U's a testament to that, because it was just like people with no fucking budget but still making it happen. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just, this is just my opinion, but if like UK hip hop wanted to do that, it could have done that. I reckon so. I mean, and that's no disrespect. It's just kind of like
I think Ada might have a point. You know, like nobody really created a channel like SB or Link Up it might be an idea.
But you know, at the end of the day, it's great now that we've got a lot of independent labels
Yeah,
throughout the UK. Your High Focuses, your Blahs, your Yogo Cops, Revolve. There's a lot of
Eat Good.
Exactly, man. There's so many good fucking like independent labels doing their thing and making good music, regardless of what's kind of the current trend. They're ignoring it and just doing their thing anyway.
Yeah.
And that's kind of ultimately why people like it, right? Because it is independent. Like, I like UK hip hop because it stays true to those kind of aesthetics that I liked in the first place. Do you know what I mean?
I think,
If it deviated too much, and I'd be annoyed, I'd be one of those like grumpy old pricks being like, nah,
But
why?
then-
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, of course.
the,
Of course.
It's
the
hard.
difficulty then is to say if you've got a really, really dope UK rapper that's fucking 18, is just absolutely smashing it, it's really got this good talent, there's no way for him to actually be heard unless he manages to somehow get signed to a label like High Focus or Blah Records. However, with grime, if you are really, really dope, someone's going to sort of invest in you, and then you've got enough money to go onto a channel which has 2 million views like Link Up TV or GRM Daily.
Yeah.
It's a different sort of culture, and I think it's a completely different platform. And I don't think that's that sort of platform in UK. It's a shame, really, because I think it'd be different.
yeah, so make it happen though. Do you know what I mean? It's just like work ethic and just doing it. It's all kind of like, you know, woulda, shoulda, coulda, but it's just like do it.
I'm not sure how it ain't happened already.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Like,
Do you think that was because? Do you think the kind of collapse of Low Life had an impact on that, on where UK hip hop is today?
well, I mean, I'd like to think so, but then you look at High Focus, man. They kind of resurrected things, haven't they?
Yeah.
So like, they're like the I'm not gonna say the new Low Life, but like, they kind
They
of
almost are in that set. They are like the flagship, like independent label in the UK now. Like if you think, you speak to most kids who are kind of like, you know, just getting into hip hop, UK hip hop maybe, and you're like, oh, do you like UK hip hop? But like, oh yeah, High Focus. Like they're familiar with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're kind of like, oh yeah, I know fucking the 4 Hours and this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're doing bits that way.
Yeah. Well, I guess like Verbs T was on Low Life, wasn't he?
He's been everywhere, man.
So
He's
like,
got In the Balance records as well.
He's like the only dude, who's been on both of them, like Low Life and High Focus, man. That's fucking nuts, ain't it?
Yeah, man. I remember that like food.
Like, Food, man. What is it?
So sick. Yeah,
that.
Snow Bitch. Show Bitchness. That Verb
Show
T
Bitchness.
track on there, man. That's a fucking sick track. So many good tracks on there, man.
Yeah, I really like the one by Young Gun, man. What I See.
Yeah, and what Kashmir went by, you know, the Iguana Man. Like what tracks on there? I can't remember what the name of the track is, but it's fucking amazing.
Oh man, funny man. I see him the other day at Cypher Lounge, man. Do a live show. He tore it down, man.
When was that?
This was on Saturday.
Was that Ashley Orfer there as well?
Oh man, I don't think I saw him, but he might have been there.
Because I swear he was like filming something. He was filming Kashmir doing some bars, but
yeah, he might have been there. I don't recall seeing him, but it was with God Status, you know, Joker Star and.
Yeah, he was. I think he was there, man. He was on the podcast recently as well.
So you're quite a big fan of American hip hop.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the likes of Ocean Wisdom doing collaborations with Method Man and?
Oh man, that's massive.
Was it that? Who was it that did some with that kid? Who was it?
Huh? Oh, that kid collaborated with Griselda, didn't
Yes,
he? Like
yeah,
with
yeah.
like well, not Rock Marciano's not Griselda.
Because that's pretty cool to see. Like Method Man,
West
a
Side
UK
Gun.
rapper collaborating Method Man.
Man, that was crazy, man. It was like, and do a video as well. That's like,
Yes.
I was at that gig, man. Like it was in because he supported Method Man and Redman and Brixton Academy.
right.
'Cause Rodney P was there as well, and it was a fucking long day. Like Meth and Red are proper divas. They turned up.
Real?
They got out on the stage probably about midnight.
Oh, they were late.
Real late, man.
That's
And
funny.
I felt bad for Rodney P because he had to kind of like hold it down for so long.
Yeah,
And everyone was just like fucking getting tired and bored and like. But Ocean Wisdom killed it. But when he first started rapping, his mic cut out, and he was just like spitting over the track for Revin, you know, Dizzy Rascal.
Yeah.
And so everyone was like, "What the fuck's going on?" But when it came on, he just converted everyone. He smashed it.
Yeah. That's good to hear, man. It's pretty crazy to hear that they turned up late. But,
Mate, yeah. I wasn't really surprised, but yeah, the footage from that Ting Done video with Method Man was filmed at that concert, so I was like,
Right.
It's a mad song.
So I'm indirectly in the video.
Grill,
So it was like, all right. So I was wondering how he got meth, man, like in the spot, because I'm thinking, damn, did he pay him or what? Like
backstage, man. Yeah, backstage.
No, but did he pay an extra like buck for like an appearance fee or something? Like it was, but obviously you got him in the moment, you know. It's
man,
like,
well, I don't know.
you don't know, man. But yeah, but like, if there's reason for meth to be there, then you know. Yeah, but it was an ill track, like, you know. I really liked it.
If you could
Love the
collaborate with anyone, who would it be?
I mean,
Rapper and also producer. So two
alright,
questions there.
producer, yeah, is man. I mean, look, man. There's like a certain amount of producers and MCs that I like, and I you know, look at them like the elite, or my subjective elite. Like if you're talking like rapper, then it's got to be along the lines of Jizza. It's got to be along the lines of Canibus. It's got to be. He gets dissed a lot by people.
Canibus is battle raps, man.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, like.
But he's got bars, but he just doesn't have any like structure in his songs. Do you know what I mean? It's like one of those.
Yeah.
But I still love him. Do you know what I mean? But he's just one of those rappers that just doesn't structure it. He just doesn't have any.
It's just spitting, man. But the thing is, right, I'm one of them guys. Yeah, I just walk around with headphones on, and if you listen to these songs, yeah, with your headphones on, just by yourself, yeah, eventually you'll start appreciating it.
Yeah.
And understanding it, and you know, even if the song's 10, 12 minutes long, like which it normally is.
Classic Canibus.
Yeah, you'll end up getting it in the end, man. And they become your favorite songs after a while. It's pretty mad, like. But yeah, him. You got, what is it, man? I can't keep it down to one MC. I'm sorry, man.
Of course, no, of course. Whoever you'd like to, and also producer as well that you'd love to work with.
You know, there's a dude, K Reno from Texas. Like, he's incredible. Like,
Not heard of him, man.
You not heard of him?
No, K Reno.
K Reno, man.
So
Look out for K Reno. K-RINO.
All right, man.
Yeah, he's
noted.
He's fire. Like, you know, obviously, you know, he's not with us now, but you got Big Punisher, who's pretty fucking incredible as well.
Come on, man.
You got fucking, it's the other one, Chino XL.
Yeah.
You know,
He's fucking stacked, that guy, isn't he? Like, you see him, and he's just like the most muscle-bound person.
Oh, bro, he's super hench, man. I see him in person at Hip Hop Camp last year in Czech Republic, and bruv, like, I ain't gonna lie, it was a fucking big moment, yeah, because he's one of them dudes I thought I'd never see in my life. You know, I thought, like, he's so obscure and underground, yeah, you'd think you'd never see him in person or his name on a bill or whatever, but he actually turned up as Immortal Technique's, like, guest. So as a result, I got to see him in person and see him spit, and yeah, he's a hench dude, man. He's one of my favorites, you know, he's up there.
Here to Save You All was such a sick album. It's so like,
oh man.
But Immortal Technique as well. I mean, I've seen him live a couple of times, and he's in terms of like, and I've had this conversation. It was on like a top 50 combo as well. Like in terms of his kind of his flow isn't necessarily the best, but his subject matter just makes up for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and his delivery, bro.
Yeah.
His subject matter and the delivery, bro. He's got like one of my his voice, bro. I can't look past the way he delivers bars, bro. He's got such a powerful delivery.
It's fucking insane, man. Like, what's the track No Strings with like the Pinocchio fucking sample?
Yeah.
Where he just basically talks about, you know, how he's done it all independently.
Yeah.
And then You Never Know as well. It's like one of the saddest songs I think I've ever fucking heard. Like, get emotional listening to that.
Brilliant.
And the whole letter and like Jean Grey and oh man, it's just insane.
Great storyteller, bro.
I mean, Dance of the Devil goes without saying. That's just like oh,
that was when I first heard that, man. That was a mad song. That was that was just like shit. What the fuck? But it's lyrically, it's amazing.
Yeah, oh man.
He's got loads, man.
Peruvian Cocaine.
I always rate him for his songs, bro. Like, you know, he's up there. Like, he's one of my favorite MCs, man. Like,
oh mate, yeah, he's crazy, man. But
but I feel what you're saying with his flow, like his...
that's what I mean, and it's not really. It goes to say, like, you know, the content is so fucking solid in terms of his like the lyrics and the storytelling ability, that I'll allow it. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, your flow's not like the greatest out there, but fucking hell, you made an impact on me the first time I heard you. Do you know what I mean? So there you go.
True indeed.
But going back to you and your music, man, obviously like Panic Room #9 dropped. You did a little mini documentary on that. The tracks are fucking banging, man. What's
respect, man.
So the name of the track I was listening to earlier, Who's on the One, and who's in that track? Who's kind of sounds a bit like fucking. He sounds a bit like Bricktop from
that's what's his name,
Snatch.
man. It's Jason Williamson from Sleaford Mods.
Yeah. He's just like, who's on the one? Who is this guy, man?
Yeah.
And the bass like reminds me of like an old like Cypress Hill beat or something. It's like the little doon doon.
People have always told me they think it sound like Twins by Pun and Fat Joe.
Oh, sick, man. I'd take that.
Yeah,
I'd take that, man.
Nah,
Twins is probably like one of my favourite hip-hop tracks of all time.
I guess it's deep cover, really, ain't it?
It is, but at the same time, they bodied it better. Like I think it's a much better version of it. Do you know what I mean?
They did.
Yeah.
Just for the old school heads out there, you know what I mean? They'll be correcting us and shit. Like,
man,
deep cover, you know what I mean? It's like, Twins is...
Man.
To us, it's
right
Twins,
in the middle
you know?
of Little Italy, little did we know we riddled some man who didn't do diddly. Come on, like, who's fucking with that? But no one's fucking with Big Pun.
Nah, no one, man. He's yeah, man. But, yeah, man, that was alright song, man. Who's on the One, man? It's pretty live how we got Sleaford Mods on there, you know, considering that they're doing pretty good right now. Like, a bit of luck, a touch right there, you know, it's a bit of a touch, man.
Damn, man. So, like, what's happening next for you, music-wise? We got anything in the pipeline?
I'm working on an album. Well, I've been working on it for a while, but, you know, I started working on this album from 2013. And I don't know, man, for some reason it just weren't really coming together, you know, the feeling I was getting for it, like, it weren't like the feeling I was getting for the previous album, Scary Movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just put it on the shelf for a little while to work on Panic Room #9 with IMS, because I got the vibe that they were real hungry to get things rolling, you know, they were not wasting time. They're like, yo, T, we're going to do this, you know, we've got a ton of beats for you to check, and we're gonna basically promote this right and get it out there. I was like, hey man, it'll be cutting corners to work with these guys, you know, so I did that. And you know, now I've gone back to that album, you know, that I was working on before that. It's called Live from the Crojo.
Do you feel more ready for that album now?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you completely get rid of it, or are you still using songs that you originally worked on?
Most of it I'm keeping, and because I never really throw songs away. If I feel like it's worth working on, I'll just put it to one side and maybe bring it out later if I feel like it's got that timelessness.
Yeah, man.
But
Your perspective on things, isn't it? It's just like
exactly. Hey, you change as a person.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go, man.
Yeah.
So like
I'm
working
for that, man. Have you got like any? Obviously, what we were saying earlier, like there's no deadline unless it's in the heads of the fans.
Well,
but when the fuck's it coming out now?
Nah. October, man. But
it's fucking hell, man.
Yeah, I'm only. Yeah. I've only got 2 more tracks left to mix down, and then I gotta get the shit mastered.
He's like October 2020.
Nah. Literally October, man.
Do you do any of the production, or have you got someone that does that?
Nah, there's several producers on it, man. You know what I mean? I could reel them off, man. You got some guy named Vic Grimes is on it. There's Jinx Instrumentals. There's Cinematic, Idealist MC, Head Sessions, George Fields. Man, let's got Haji's on it. Several man on it, man. You know what I mean? I could be all day reeling them off. I know this. I know I got a list on my phone. Yeah, like there's a few of them, man. You know what I mean? There's a few of them.
Nice one, man.
Yeah, no one particularly like that commercial, man. I'm quite particular with my beats.
Yeah, because
Plazid is on there. Some dude named Plazid. He's made a good track.
So
Pro P, you know.
With the new album, is there any songs where you're sort of really pushing yourself out of your comfort zone and doing something you've never done before? Or is it your
Yeah.
own sort of style and you're keeping with the
That's
stuff?
a good question, man.
You know what, right? With this album, yeah, I'm talking a lot about how I think the world has changed,
Yeah.
and which is something I ain't done before. I've not really like thought down that avenue. There's a tune on there called 2012 Phenomenon. Like, I basically talk about how you know, before 2012 I was living a certain way. Then after 2012, yeah, things kind of got a bit shit and fucked up, and all of a sudden everybody's depressed and anxious. And I kind of put that down to it's only a theory, don't quote me on it.
Nah, man.
But like, it's down to, you know, they said 2012 would be the end of the world. Well, it wasn't quite the end of the world, but it was the end of the world as we knew it. So it's basically that. Like, yeah.
That's a good concept.
Yeah. I thought, you know what, man, I'm gonna just spill out and say how I feel. Like, you know, it's theoretical, but yo,
There's some truth to it as well. Like,
yeah.
No, I hear you, man.
Yeah.
No, I'm gassed for that, man.
You know,
Didn't expect it to be like, right, yeah, I've got an album coming out like next month. Shit. Hell yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, there's only 2 more tracks left to mix, and
Yeah.
yo, man, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm still learning, you know, still trying to adapt to the whole format of putting music out in this new era.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because it's not really about hard copies like it was.
I think.
Yeah, not just CDs, it's streaming platforms now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got any music videos or anything planned?
Oh man, yeah, I got one ready to put out. I just got I want to do another one though, you know. I've got to like
Double down, man.
exactly, you know what I mean? I don't want to like, cuz you know, I put Game Face out. That's actually off the album. Have any of you checked that? Game Face.
Let me see.
Yeah. Well, basically, it's a track produced by a guy named Mr. Biggs from Legion.
And this is from the new album.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it, man. I'll have to check it.
Nah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's the one when you start on the bridge, isn't it? Yeah, I watched that, man.
Yeah. I basically, that was like last year, and I'm thinking, nah, you know what, right? I want to avoid this happening again. You know, where like you put a song out and then another video don't come out for a year. Like, what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna record videos and just shelf them until the right time.
Yeah.
You know, maybe do another 2 or 3, and then just time when you're gonna put. You know, I'm giving you guys out there some information, but like straight up and down. That's my plan. You know, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, cause you know, it ain't like I say, right? You get forgotten in this generation if you don't come with some sort of
It's
consistency.
adapting, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? As well, it's just kind of like you don't have to necessarily change who you are as an artist, but it's just recognizing the environment that you. Yeah, man. I think a lot of artists go through that realization as well. Do you know what I mean? And it's good to hear that you've got a strategy. Do you know what I mean? It's
I'm trying, man. You know, it's
Yeah.
been a lot. It's been long enough. Like, you know,
So
still learning every day. You
shouldn't
know?
rush art though, man. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the when you put out a video, do you have a plan for how you want it to look, or do you put that into the hands of someone else?
Nah, I'm normally into the hands of the director because they're the professional. You know, I can't say I've ever done videography before. So it's like with production. You know, I leave that down to the expert.
Do you ever like give them a concept and say like a loose one and just say run with it, or?
Yeah. Depends who you're working with in that sense, right? Because some videographers are just like, nah, you know what? I want it done my way.
Divas.
Not divas, right? But you know, they kind of like got their vision.
Perfectionists. Yeah.
Yeah. While sometimes
Visionaries.
Yeah. While you know, you got to be quite specific with who you work with in that sense. Like if there's a certain video and I've got my vision for it, then it's gonna have to be a bit more of a laid-back director, you know, because you know, I'm quite stubborn when it comes to wanting an idea to go how I want it. You know, I've got my vision. Yeah.
Damn, man. So conscious of the time and everything, man. But before we wrap up, is there anything you want to plug besides obviously the new album coming out, and you want to repeat the name of the album? Obviously, you don't have to drop a date, but we know it's next month.
Yeah.
And is there anything else?
At the minute, man, nah, I'm just putting a full focus towards the album, really, man. Like, I got a session on Tuesday, so like, you know, it'll be mixed down at that point. I just have to master it, you know. I've got the front cover and all that, you know. I just gotta put it out there to the world and
Nice, man. Nice.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you want to shout out?
Yeah, I want to shout out, shout out More Superior Wear, back in the cause. Shout out Ricardo Lacombe, shout out all my peeps, you know who you are. All the peeps I chat to on a regular. Yeah, man. Like, look out for the album, Live from the Crojo. It's been a long time coming, but it's finally come. It's some real hip hop heads, some real hip hop shit right here for you hip hop heads, So like, I ain't gonna sugarcoat it, That's basically what it is, man. Real hip hop, man. And a lot of people, they take issue with that term, real hip hop, man. But we all know what it is.
Yeah, man.
Like,
For real.
Yeah.
And where can people find you, man? Social media.
Yeah. On IG at the real TENCHOO, on Twitter at TENCHOO Assassin, and just type my name in TENCHOO. And yo, man, yeah, look out for the album. That's what I'm gonna keep saying. There's gonna be plenty more coming. We does this.
Bless, man. And we're going to play out one of your tracks, Tiptoe Calypso. But before we do, Aiden, where can you find the podcast, man?
So you can find the podcast on any streaming platform across YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all of that. Give us a like, share, subscribe, whatever. Always apprecited. I hope you enjoyed this episode.
Yeah,
and,
man. At Shotgun the Orcs.
Yeah, big up.
So again, this is Tiptoe Calypso, TENCHOO, man.
Yep.
Thank you for coming on. Thank you for coming down.
Much respect,
Big up,
guys.
man.
You know what I mean?
Big up.
All day,
Bless.
man. It's a pleasure.
And we're out.
Peace.